Let's take a look at the beatitudes. Still don't know why they call them that. I'm Zach. This is The Average Christian, a project simply about what it means to have a relationship with God and how to live that out in practical terms. Turn to Matthew chapter 5 or click to Matthew chapter 5 or whatever it is. I'm always reading out of the ESV, and let's just read this together. And I want to make one point simply that maybe help give us some perspective. I know there's a lot that you can teach out of this. Matthew chapter 5 and verse 5, Jesus starts teaching in what we call the Sermon on the Mount, and it begins like this: Blessed are the meek, those who are, how do you define meek? And I hate phrases like meekness is not weakness. What it is strength in under control, put it that way. It's someone who is, Jesus, of course, strength under control. He had the power to do anything he wanted to, and he kept that under control in order to be here and live out the Father's purpose. So blessed are the meek, for they shall inherit the earth. I'm not going to get into all these definitions here because I just want to get to this one point. Blessed are those who hunger and thirst for righteousness. Well, those are lofty goals, right? Not for money, not for power, but for righteousness, for doing good, for being right with God, for finding that approval and nobody else's approval. For they shall be satisfied. Blessed are the merciful. Another power quality, right? To be merciful is to be to give people what they don't deserve, to treat them in a way that they don't deserve, to be merciful to them instead of repaying them for what they may be owed and so forth. Most of us understand that. Blessed are the pure in heart. Once again, a strong quality. Pure in heart, for they shall see God. Purity is simply that cleanliness. Blessed are the peacemakers. So that's not a popular one, is it? Not really, because we want to fight and defend, and the more our society starts to, I don't want to use the word devolve, whatever the case is, the more turmoil you see in our society, the less and less you see of peacemakers. But here Jesus is saying, blessed are peacemakers, for they shall be called sons of God. Blessed are those who are persecuted for righteousness' sake, who are taken advantage of, who are mistreated, we'll just go with that. For theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Blessed are you when others revile you, when others make fun of you and belittle you and persecute you and utter all kinds of evil against you falsely on my account. Then you're blessed, right? When you're just beaten down. Rejoice and be glad, because that makes sense. Well, it does in the Christian life, in the life that follows Jesus. Rejoice and be glad, for your reward is great in heaven, for so they persecuted the prophets who were before you. I read these and come up with one word for the purpose of this video, and that word is target. That's right, target. Christians are some of the easiest targets because these are the qualities that Jesus said we should go after. Peacemakers? No, I'm going to defend my rights and I'm going to fight back and we're going to do this, that, and the other. Merciful? Not me. I'm going to make sure they get what they have coming to them. It's the things that are opposite of power, the things that are opposite of somebody who's going to take charge and take control. It doesn't mean we don't know how to be leaders, but it makes us targets. And I hear people sometimes blame us because of all the evil that continues to grow in the world. And I know we can stand up, and we should do our best to set the right example and speak out against evil. But we're not really fighters. We're peacemakers, and we're merciful, and we're meek, and all of these other things that Jesus highlights. So listen, when they make fun of us, when they come after us, when they shackle us, when they throw us in prison, I don't know if that's coming down the road. It looks like it may come to that. Understand that we're targets, and we're targets because we're following Jesus, and we're trying to be like he was. So what do I do with that? At least I can understand why, and understand that if I have God's approval, if Jesus looks at me and calls me blessed, though everybody else belittles and persecutes, though everybody else dismisses and looks over, then that's fine. Thank you for being here with us today. If you are watching on YouTube, there is a subscribe button right here. Some of you are watching and haven't hit that yet. Please hit that and support the channel. If you want to see the video we released last time, it's right up here in this corner. If you want to see what YouTube recommends, it's over here. To our podcast listeners, thank you for listening. Please subscribe, rate, and review. It helps get the word out, and consider sharing this with somebody else.